Hey, it's your girl KB back with another review of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I guess this is like two reviews on top of all the news. It's been so much Real Housewives stuff that I just be exhausted of Housewives in general. Like literally, I didn't even realize that I didn't do a video last week until until I was talking to my baby. I was talking to my baby, y'all. She's 4. She said, "Mom, you have to do a video today." I said, "You sure right, little girl. You sure right. Mommy ain't doing no video this week." So we're gonna see how long I be on this video because it's just so much going on. I'm gonna start with the recent news and then go back to some news and then go into the episodes. Because this will be episode 14 and 15. Now, for 15, I have not watched Watch What Happens Live. I don't think they had nobody from the show on there now. But I didn't watch What Happens Live yet, and I haven't watched the after show yet, and I haven't watched Kenya. I haven't, so we're just gonna go with, like I said, start with most recent. Porsha's divorce is finally final. We know that Simon was released from ICE detention, housing, whatever they call it, and they done deported him back on over to Nigeria. So they were able to get the divorce finalized with a court date on Zoom. A lot of people were like, she quit all them jobs just to be getting $30,000-$40,000 a month, which only equals out to what, like $350,000 or something like that. To whereas we found out in the court proceedings, Porsha was getting about $2 mil a season. About $2 mil a season for Housewives. Yeah, and then she had Dish Nation as well, so who knows how much she was making over there. But the way I see it, if you ain't taking care of no bills, you quit all your jobs for him to give you some play money. What difference does it make? She's got to coast. Because when she was that $2 mil from Housewives, that $2 mil was going to her house, new cars, her play money, new bags, vacations. To whereas, oh, I can sit back, you take care of vacations, cars, and houses, and you give me some little play money. She coming out better than what she did with Cordell. That's all I can say. She coming out better than what she did divorcing Cordell. So I think they also said that Simon has to pay the mortgage on the house for the next 2 or 3 years while Porsha lives there. But eventually she will have to decide if she wants to keep the house, and then she could buy him out and keep the house. If not, she'll just have to move at the end of whatever that time is. But she get like $40K. She gonna be getting $40K a month for 15 months. I think that's how long they were married. For about 15 months. They also mentioned that she was paying his child support. She was paying his child support while he was in ICE. And so, I said, oh, okay, that's a good character witness to say, see, I'm an honest hoe. And I'm my host honest. So run me my money, okay? We did this prenup. He agreed. I agreed. Run me my funds. So we're gonna see if Simon actually pays, because part of me feel like he probably not gonna do all that he said he supposed to do. But then another part of me is like, he seems to like it over here in the States, so he gonna have to do a little something if he ever wants to try to come back around these US parts, right? So there's that. Now let's get to the reunion news. So they did film the reunion week before last. because they filmed it like 2 or 3 days before my birthday. My birthday was June 8th, y'all. Y'all send me happy birthday. They filmed it right before my birthday. We found out that Britt Edie skipped the reunion. She did not go to the reunion, y'all. I said, all the mess and crying and whining and victimizing yourself you did all season long just for you to skip the reunion? Right. So they released a seating chart and it was just downright disrespectful because they got Porsha and Shamea for first chairs, and then Drew is down there in the audience. Drew is down there in the audience. Sitting next to Porsha, they have Phaedra and Cynthia. Baby, they don't even need to be on stage whole time. They don't even need to be on stage whole time. So for them to even have Drew sitting last chair, it's very disrespectful, seeing how everybody on this freaking cast used her as a storyline. They really hopped on the Drew is a liar, let's ride Drew on to season 17 because we ain't got nothing else to talk about. But I see that y'all don't like Drew, so let's just all gang up on Drew. Is that how we do it? Yeah. I'm down. It's like those secret meetings that Candace told us that Giselle and them used to do when they tried to come up with the plot to say that Monique's last baby wasn't her husband. That meeting, it's giving y'all had a meeting over here on Housewives to be like, okay, so Drew is an easy target. Let's see how that goes when we're grasping for straws, when we're reaching for something to talk about. We're gonna make it Drew. That's it. Okay, so we also saw why Britt skipped the reunion. Y'all, she is suing Bravo for $20 million. I said $20 million. Baby, you're not getting no $20 million if you get anything. Now, at first I was like, she done changed so many stories. First it was the pictures of her were when she was underage, and then it was, well, the pictures were from webcam, well, the pictures were altered, so now the pictures weren't me. We went through so many stories, like, we're not believing that the pictures aren't you, because that's the last thing she said. She did these little series of posts on Instagram, and she claims that the pictures are not her. She dealt with pain and suffering, okay? Having to deal with the ridicule and the defamation of being called this type of person that would have these type of pictures out. But I'm like, girl, when people described it to you, you automatically thought it was you too. So now for you to come on Bravo's neck like, look what y'all put me through, when it's a battle that you started. You started this whole thing with Kenya saying that you gon' shoom, you got whips and shooms for girls like her. And she retaliated. Bravo propped you up to be the victim. You were a victim of that. I ain't gonna say like, oh, whatever. Bravo propped you up to be like this delicate little doll. Oh my God, Kenya did what? We have to protect this delicate little doll from mean old Kenya. She's always doing this to the girls. We gotta protect Britt. And Britt, she ran with it. She absolutely grabbed that baton that y'all were handing her and she ran with it. Now, we see that she ran to the courthouse, but we don't know if she gonna run to no $20 million. But if you bring up the fact that when this happened in real time last summer, when with the blogs and stuff were covering it, before Real Housewives even came back on, the way that they just distance themselves from Kenya and everything that she does, you would think that they wouldn't show what happened. You would think that they just, you know, Kenya erasure like they did. It's been times, y'all remember the season where Fallon was on there and she had the Halloween party, that little lame Halloween party. She had the house set up like a horror, like a haunted house, and it was cool. They liked it when they came through. But after that, when it was barely any food, wasn't no music, wasn't no entertainment, wasn't no other people, that little boring Halloween party. Remember, Kenya had on the Indian, the Native American costume, and people tore her up about it. Now, if you go back to watch that episode, we don't see Kenya. We don't see Kenya in that costume. If they do, they this close up on her face. They got her at the Kenya erasure was real with that Native American costume. So I feel like that's what they should have did with this season. So the fact that they aired it, I was confused. I was very confused about that. So if I were Britt, I would definitely try to ride that off into the sunset. Like, look at all of this mess they put me through that they didn't have to put me through. This didn't have to be on TV. Oh, the fear, oh, the trauma that it caused. Oh, the defamation, oh, the pain and suffering that I endured. I need $20 million. 5? 1. Okay, 1 million. Something. So Bravo was corny and lame enough to do how they do. They didn't even give Kenya freaking confessionals through her time of being on the show. Was it like 5 episodes? The first 5 episodes, she didn't even get confessionals. So as much as I do not like what we see of Britt, I would not be mad if they had to pay her something. I highly doubt it's going to be $20 million, but I would not be mad if they had to pay her something, because they need to pay for their egregious ways. They need a lesson. They need to fully understand. Don't pull this bullshit no more. You knew that girl was toxic before you brought her on here. You thought it was going to be funny. You thought it was going to be cute. They thought it was cool to burn crosses. Check yourself before you overdose on the cool. They thought it was cool. They thought it was cute to bring her on. Even though she ain't coming with what she needs to be coming with, they thought it was cool to kick Kenya off and treat her the way that they need a lesson and a reminder. So I honestly, if they gotta give Britt a 1, 2, 3 million, give her money and her walking papers. They said she already took RHOA out of her bios on social media, so she does not plan on coming back, which I don't think they would have really let her anyway, with the lawsuit going on and with her missing reunion. They usually, those are 2 things that's like a guarantee that we won't see you for the next season. So the 2 of them together, yeah, I think it's safe to say that we won't see Britt on the Bravo waves no more. And lastly, in the news, y'all, we are almost 15 minutes into this video, and it's just news. We ain't even got to the episode yet. It's just news. Lastly, with the news, Ralph exposes Drew Sidora with all these screenshots of texts and WhatsApp messages and stuff between her and Black and her and Ty. It's funny because he did all of this, and you can tell he's just seeking attention. Ralph is so corny. Like, Ralph is so corny because why? He's really trying to make sure that we know his name. Ralph in the Basement. He's still doing his YouTube. I've never watched an episode, but I wonder if he's still doing his Ralph in the Basement. I assume he is, if he did all of that, airing her out with them text messages. But the text messages with Black look like they were together. But I mean, the overwhelming response from the public was, yay, Drew, she got her lick back. So it's like, Ralph, what did you think that what did you think that you gonna get out of this? And I'm guessing that this stuff was a part of the divorce proceedings, and this is why Drew didn't want them files, them records unsealed, which I already figured. When she was crying about the records being unsealed, the divorce being unsealed, I said she was really messing with Ty, and he got some proof that she was really messing with Ty. That would be the only thing that I'm like, why would you be so distraught? Your kids already know how he been. You've said it on the show. You've said that he cheated. They've seen Tampa. They've seen this. They've seen that. So what is it that was so, distressing about these files, these cases, this evidence that you are crying about it being unsealed? And here we have it. Text messages with Ty. I love you, baby. I miss you, baby. I need more time with you, baby. Pictures where they all like, Ty was all up in her neck. I said, stop. Ty was all up in her neck, y'all. I said, baby, we all know that Ty, she get around, but everybody still want their turn. It don't make her no less fine. It don't make her no less swagged out. It don't make her no less talented in basketball and whatever else she do. Okay, you just know that you ain't gonna have her for a long time, but a good time. I told my husband years ago when Mimi started dating Ty, I said, listen, I know I'm usually in the films, but if a bitch like Ty come around, you just gonna have to deal. He was like, I said, here, look at her. Look at her. He was like, I mean, I can see it. I can see it. I'm glad you see it, because if she see me, one over here, you over there. I'm just saying. So fine. And she, as the kids say, she got that riz. So we see that she had plenty of text messages, which was funny to me because I'm like, dang. Ming said that Ty and Drew would be on the phone for, what was it? Like 50,000 minutes or something? 30,000 minutes every month. Y'all on the phone talking that much, and it's still time to text and see each other. They was in a full-blown relationship. That is a lot of time on one person. Now, granted, it was probably just, a trip here, a trip there, a road trip here. Oh, because we do remember where Drew was like, oh, I went out of town to one of her games. That was on, what was it, last year's? last season's reunion where they was going through text messages. She was like, I went down there for her game type-ish. So, yeah. Child, I don't even remember what the text to Black said. Who cares? We don't know who that is. But Ty. Yeah. All right. So, season 16, episode 14, chapter 2, Renew. For that one, I did watch What Happens Live in the after show. Watch What Happens Live. They finally had Drew on. I said, exactly. I told y'all. Because a lot of people was like, oh my God, I think they're phasing Drew out. I don't think they're going to have Drew on next season. They're phasing her out. And I'm like, how? Could y'all have imagined this season without Drew? Let's just be real. This season without Drew would have been so boring, so flat. Because literally every episode, when the girls run out of things, they pull Drew out. Drew, what about Black? Drew, what about this? Drew, what about your divorce? Drew be lying. Drew this. Drew, you sleeping with Dennis. You be on his hot dog. What y'all doing? You be in the studio. Oh, you said that Porsha. You said that you gonna pay for PJ's college. The season could truly be cut in half if Drew was not there. So the Drew is getting cut allegations was having me like, I don't think that's what happened, but that would be the dumbest idea ever. And then she said on something, oh, it was her interview with Carlos King. She mentioned that, baby, I've been working. She said she did 5 movies in the last year. I said, period. It probably was a scheduling conflict. People forget Watch What Happens Live is in New York. It's in New York. So them being in Atlanta, she probably ain't have time to go to New York between all the movies that she's doing, the things that she's doing, and the show. So I said she made her way on up there to Watch What Happens Live. Don't do my girl, because I actually liked Drew this season, y'all. I was like, wow, y'all finna make me go back to when Drew came on the show to see if she was actually annoying or if we were just falling for the propaganda. She had her moments, like when she threw that dog treat at was it Fatoon? When she threw that dog treat at whoever she threw the dog treat at. She had her lame and corny moments but was that just, you know, it probably wasn't as bad as it initially came off to be. But Drew is a cornball. But I mean, I feel like you need one on every cast. I feel like you need one on every cast. Everybody can't be like the it girl personality wise. But Drew, the thing is, she's the it girl career wise. And that's the thing. If they take, well, I'll say this season, because we don't know if Kenya's coming back next season for sure. But without Drew on, they wouldn't have any real celebrities. They really wouldn't have any real celebrities. And people like to try to play on Drew head, but I'm like, baby, we gonna get there with Shamea trying to play on Drew head. So we'll just continue. Because I'm 20 minutes in and they ain't even really got on the show yet. So on Watch What Happens Live. Oh, the cute little part about her being on Watch What Happens Live, they had her singing her reads or whatever. So they had each person, what you gonna say to them, and she was singing her reads to each one. Did you sell it? Did you sell it? So Britt, everybody wants to know, did you sell it? The cat. I will never get over that moment. Did you sell it? The cat. Yeah, my little bun, it's just hanging on. Look like I've been doing the JoJo Siwa all day. Okay, let me stop before I fall all the way. It don't matter. It's just y'all. Y'all gonna take me as I am. On to the episode, chapter 2, Renew. We see Porsha and Drew had some playful moments. They're back to their friendly enough selves for now. And we saw on the after show where Porsha finally said, like in a roundabout, I think Cynthia was like, because Porsha said, my edible just hit. So Porsha said, yes, I'll admit that I was kind of, you know, unfairly on Drew about it and not Dennis. And Cynthia was like, but that's because of you guys' friendship. You guys were really friends. And Porsha was like, exactly, we were friends. And I'm like, exactly, just admit that. Y'all were friends. I was excited to see y'all as a duo coming into this season before I knew that y'all was beefing. I thought it was going to be the cutest thing ever. Because it's like, where Drew is lacking, Porsha's got it, and vice versa. So it would have been interesting to see them being like Drew, Kenya, Porsha. You know what I mean? Being like the core 3, the old girls, you know, type deal. We didn't get to see it. They fell out. But we're back at some type of cute playfulness for the moment. They said that Britt made them pull over so that she could throw up. Because she told them, you saw her come into the dinner the previous episode. Oh my gosh, all of those shots. I am no good, you guys. All of those shots. So for sure, when they was coming home, she had to pull over. Oh, excuse me. And as they're getting out the car, she done took her top off and titties just out. They're like, Britt, do you have on a shirt? Girl, I had to save this outfit at all costs. I said, because you got to return it. Because you got to return these clothes. That's why you had to take that top off. You couldn't risk getting nothing on it. You can't afford to keep these things, okay? Whatever. She's in her confessional like, oh my gosh, you guys. Like, can we just not with the shots? Like, shots are like for college girls. And like, we're wives. Most of us. Like, we're not hood rats. Could we stop with the shots? Britt, baby, you're absolutely a hood rat. You probably the most of a hood rat we have seen on RHOA. Let me think. Yeah, I can't think of nobody. I really can't. So for her to say that, baby, you are the real hood rat of Real Housewives of Atlanta, okay? The real hood rat of Atlanta. Britt, Edie, everybody. Missing in action. So we see that they're going on some excursions today, and they split up everybody by rooms, so nobody can hang out with their roommate. So cooking with Kelly is going to be Angela, Britt, and Drew. Waterfalls with Shamea is going to be Porsha, Phaedra, and Cynthia. They're both in their, respective little cars going to their respective destinations. And Shamea is going on about Drew. They're all going on about Drew. I think they just started it talking about her outfit, which the outfit did look like some Flintstone stuff. She called her like Betty Rubble or something. Porsha gonna say, girl, I thought I saw something like that in the back of your closet. Cause Porsha is like, listen, I just made up with Drew. I ain't finna play with y'all like that. So she gonna be playful in the moment and skirt around these situations. And that's all I ask of you. That's all. Shamea is like, it's my moment. Drew, when I tell people, yeah, Drew, nobody knows who she is. Nobody knows who she is, So it's like, I'd rather be a lapdog than forgettable. You want to know what's forgettable, Shamea? Your role in the TLC movie. You want to know whose role in the TLC movie is not forgettable? Drew's. Because she was TLC. She was a part of the group. She was the T. She was the T-boss in TLC movie. You were Dallas Austin's other baby mama. You had all of 3 words and showed your belly and walked off. I would have forgotten that if it wasn't played in the... Well, I probably knew it was you when I saw it. Maybe not. But I would not have remembered that if it had not played somewhere or somebody didn't bring up that clip. Or maybe it was brought up on Housewives. So for her to be like, Drew is forgettable. Babe, we remember Drew for a lot. Outside of Real Housewives of Atlanta. We remember her for a lot, okay? Cookie Lips kissing all up on Eddie on That's So Raven. The crazy friend on White Chicks. Girl, we gotta go to his house. We finna go do this. He answered the phone. Girl, who is that? We remember her for that. Like Malik said on the game. Drew Sidora, the black chick and White Chicks. Yeah, the girl in the Sean Paul video, Step Up. Yeah, that's like a TLC movie. So, Shamea, it really fell flat. You saying that she's forgettable when we only know you through this show. And somebody online tried to bring up, well, she's a cheerleader and she does the games. Okay, that's very local. That's very Atlanta. And I lived in Atlanta for many of years. And it ain't like, oh my God, it's ludicrous. No. Oh, okay. She used to be a cheerleader, now she hosting the games. Oh, okay, that's what's up. So yeah, Shamea, this is the part that makes her like unlikable, because the way she has no self-awareness, it's upsetting. It is upsetting me and my homegirls that she has zero self-awareness. And we'll get to that. We'll get to that a little later on as well. Y'all, where we at? So yes, they just be doing the most when it comes to Drew, trying to ride her real hard. Next, Phaedra talks about how they asked her, like, well, did you know that Charles was married? No, I never knew Charles was married. Well, did he act like a married man? I never knew Charles to be married. He's that guy. We used to hang real tough. Yeah, he real cool, real cool. But, you know, we ain't really hung in like 10 years. So why are you talking? Charles and Angela have only been married for 8 years. You said when you used to hang out with him 10 years ago, he didn't act married, because he wasn't. So what are we talking about? And why are we talking about it? This is what I'm saying. Why we got Phaedra here if she ain't doing nothing but trying to pick apart the people that she don't like, or the people that everybody don't like on the cast? You was told by Frick that she ain't fooling with the Chicago sisters. She ain't fooling with Drew and Angela. So you came in with a hard on for Drew and Angela. And it's lame. You literally just got here. You've never been around these girls until now. So it's just lame. You too old for that, Phaedra. I get it, it's Housewives, it's for old messy women. But at least have your own issues with somebody to be messy and petty about. You know? So while they're out on their excursions, the waterfall crew, they was looking good, baby. They showed still a little monkey like. I said, now were they just scaring the monkey, or did the monkey really react to them? You never know. You never know, because that monkey was probably like, it's a lot going on. It's cameras and ass, cameras and ass. You don't know what that monkey was thinking. So the girls that's cooking, they're trying to grill Drew about Black. Do you know who this is? Drew, can you tell us about this? It's Black. Get it? So lame. So lame. So they're trying to grill Drew about Black. She's standing 10 toes down on, that ain't my man. When I get a man, I'ma shout it from the rooftops. But right now I'm trying to get a divorce. So let's move on. On the ride back to the house, Porsha and Shamea. Porsha said something like, you know, blow my finger. No, let me smell your finger. That's what she said. Let me smell your finger. I was confused about that, for one. Smell your finger. I only know that as a corny white people joke, or let me smell that thing, smell your finger type deal. So I was like, is this a mating call that they're doing in front of all of us? And Shamea answered right there for me, no, I want you to blow my booty hole. I said, huh? What is happening right now? And then they start harmonizing about blowing booty holes. And Shamea is in her confessional like, I got my friend back. I got my luggage, but I got my friend back. And I said, from smelling fingers and blowing booty holes? Okay. Before dinner, they're taking some shots. There's a few of them just out there taking shots, waiting on the rest of the girls. And she starts being all passive aggressive to Britt. You know, we're gonna take these shots. Whoever wants shots can have shots. But if you don't want shots, you don't have to take shots. Okay? Because people have been complaining about the shots. And it's like, we grown. If you don't want the shot, don't take the shot. I said, Shamea, okay. And Britt is just kind of like, well, I don't want the shot. Well, don't take the shot. And here's the thing, people. We grown. Britt probably just got caught up in the moment of, we on vacation, I'm on TV, I'm with my girls. If they taking shots, I'm gonna take shots. And then that one time, all she needed was that one time to be like, whoo, maybe not. So she's not on that. And I can appreciate somebody having their boundaries when it comes to liquor, because I'm not a shots girl either. I'm not a shots girl. I'll take a shot, but I'm not gonna take it like a shot. So don't even. I was out for my birthday. I was at my birthday party, the birthday with my birthday gift, the birthday with my birthday party. And my homegirl, it was me and one of my homegirls who would karaoke, and she bought a shot. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, let's take a shot. So, you know, the shot is a regular size shot. She takes a shot and keeps it moving. I said, okay, let's see if I can get this shot down in 3 sips. I take shots like kids take medicine. I be like, okay. And y'all, half the time I can't even finish a shot. I just have a glass and just pour it in the rest of my drink. I sure did that with that shot. I took about half of it and poured it in my drink. Like, yeah, girl, whoa, crazy. I'm not a shots girl, so I wasn't mad at Britt about that. But at dinner, Shamea continues to try to sneak this Britt. And like I said, it's just so lame. It's so lame. Brittany calls her out about it because she's all like, you know, you should be cheerful givers. We should be gracious givers. We're blessed. And if you're walking around with a Birkin, driving a Rolls Royce, you should know how to give. You should be a gracious giver, you know? So Britt is like, are you sneaking this at me? No, I'm just saying that, you know, if we got it like that, then donating is when you should really do your big one. It's when you should really do your big one. Yeah, but I feel like you're dissing me. Girl, if I was shading you, you would know it. You would feel it. I said, yeah, baby, because we all feel that you're shading her. All of America. What that girl say? When y'all see that video where Chaotic was at this restaurant, Chaotic from Living Hip Hop Miami in Atlanta, ate all the food, and when the waitress came back, he was like, yeah, I don't like that. Y'all need to give my money back from that. She was like, sir, you ate it. And he's streaming, of course. And he's like, what you mean? I need my money back. And she was like, let's ask the people. That's how I feel. Do the people feel like Shamea is shading Britt? An overwhelming yes. Britt is in her confessional like, I knew something was up with the shots thing, but now I get it. Yes, she is coming for me. Yes, And Britt is annoyed because she's like, listen, you took me on a private conversation. We went to Houston's and you told me about myself. So why are you trying to blast me at the table? I get it. It's Housewives. They tell them to bring these things back up. However, if you're gonna be the one that bring it back up, Shamea, stand in it. When she say, why you gonna bring it up at the table? You just say, listen, I just wanted to get the group's opinion to see, to you know, get the group's opinion on it. Might as well, right? Don't be like, oh, girl, this is not about you. I'm not shading you. Because you are. Because you are. We all seen all episode where Shamea is telling people the story and how when she mentioned, girl, you only brought them 3 rolls. Them 3 rolls of paper towels and the maxi pads. And when I said something to it, you only donated $250. Phaedra in the car is like, oh, at our level, it shouldn't be less than 1,000. It shouldn't be less than 1,000. Low-key, I agree. If you at Birkin bag level and you calling yourself doing, you know, doing what you're supposed to be doing for the life that you're portraying that you live in, yeah, you can give a stack. You can give a stack, okay? So it's just all types of messy. Next, they get on Britt whining about not being supported because remember, she was like, Porsha, you've never invited me out. You never invited me out. You've never invited me anywhere. You've never been to my house. I just feel like you guys will support me. Porsha's like, girl, we don't know you. We don't know you. And it's interesting because it's like you're expecting them to be warm and fuzzy and cozy with you when you disrupted the dynamics of this group by threatening people with weapons, threatening bodily harm with weapons, and getting somebody that is a staple of this show kicked off when they retaliated. So it's like, girl, you lucky to have these people talking to you. You lucky have these people talking to you, because old school Real Housewives of Atlanta, you pull some stuff like this 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons ago, the girls would have iced you out. They would have been filming you crying on your couch by yourself. So you better be glad they even filming with you when you kind of messed up one of the few reasons that people would tune in. Okay. So yes, child. Next, they going on and on. But the prime minister is coming, so they like, listen, the prime minister coming. Hush, hush. He kind of cute too. Hey, they get him to sit down and take a drink. He's single. He ain't got no ring on. He's leaving, and they kind of talk about who gonna put on, who gonna put that thing on. Who finna be the princess of Grenada, okay? Who finna be the first lady of Grenada? They going around the table being silly about it in the confessionals. Then they was like, he wasn't wearing no ring, he's single. And somebody was like, that don't mean nothing. Some married men don't wear a ring. And Angela's like, Charles don't wear a ring. Portia's like, do this lady got Tourette's? Why is she just hollering out her business? And I'm with Porsha. Why is you just hollering out the shoot your husband? I was thrown off. I was truly thrown off by her just volunteering that information. So on the ride back, Britt is complaining about the girls, how they keep jumping up on her. They not supporting her. And Phaedra tells her, stop collecting enemies, okay? Because at this point, you're just collecting enemies for fun, just to be combative and arguing and trying to prove a point. Girl, stop. Present yourself more friendly. So Britt's like, so I just have to be more fake. No, be more friendly. She's not friendly. So her presenting as friendly is fake to her. Come on. Then Shamea gets a call that her baby is sick. And this is a very polarizing type of ordeal, because a lot of people feel like, Gordon, why you calling her while she out drinking, partying with her friends to tell her this if it's not a dire situation? Wait until you get this settled, or at least wait till she in a better space to receive this message if it's not dire and if you can handle it. But I'm as a mom, don't be withholding information about my baby. But I guess on a drunken night, I wouldn't want to know. Wait till I wake up in the morning. I'm in a clear head or something. But anywho, Gerald calls her and lets her know that the nurse has been the nanny has been neglectful. Shiloh was freezing cold. It's freezing cold in the house. She ain't got no socks on. She ain't got no proper PJs on. No blanket on her, just sitting up in the crib. And so he's like, she has a fever. So I'm, if it holds, I gave her some Tylenol. If it's still going in the morning, I'm taking her to the hospital. Of course, Shamea is distraught. When they get back to the hotel room, Shamea changes into her robe, and they're all just kind of there comforting her. They're like, let's pray. So they pray, and Porsha is being a good friend. She's being there physically for Shamea. She's holding Shamea, rubbing her on the back and stuff. They was like, dang, Porsha, you got your titty all up on her ear and the side of her face. She said, I thought that was comforting. I said, exactly. Let her comfort her friend. Her friend need a good mammy titty hug right now. And Porsha got them big, what she call her people? Coco and Chanel. She just got Coco and Chanel upgraded. Let her land to that bosom. Well, I guess not on the show, but in real life. So then, as this conversation is going on, how I see it, y'all. Britt's looking at Phaedra. Phaedra's looking at Britt. Britt's looking at Phaedra. Shamea, girl, we are here for you. You ain't got your village because you in Atlanta, but guess what? We are here for you. You my girl. I'm your girl. We your girls. And don't you know that we love you? It don't matter if we was just arguing today, but I love you. I'm gonna be there for you. This is a sisterhood. I love you and I'm here for you. And you know what? I'm gonna take a shot. I'm gonna take a shot of tequila. And she hops up. Make mine a double. I said, oh my God. They do their little shots of a truce, y'all. Then Britt gets up, goes behind the counter again. She got like a wrap, like a one of those type dresses. It's a romper. It's a romper. She unleashed, and I guess maybe she went to the bathroom because when she was hugging on Shamea, you could see her dress, her top was on her hair. I was like, why her stuff on her hair? She must just pulled it up. What was you doing? And so she pulled it down, pulled her booties out, and flopped them on the counter, y'all. I said, oh. And then all we see is their reaction. We don't see her, and they like, and we look back over. I don't know if y'all could tell. Britt is completely naked. And she's just over there just prancing around. Completely naked. Behind the counter though. So you can't like see nothing. But you can see that she's completely naked. I said, what is going on? Shamea in her confessional. She's like, what's going on? Do I need to call and get permission? Cause her saying that really makes me feel like her and Porsha, they the same on that. They be like this. It be a drunken night and they be like this. Cause y'all remember when Shamea was there. I don't think she was involved in that. No, cause she was married at that point. But Bolo gay. Okay, when Porsha said, one of you bitches is eating me tonight. I'm sure she has said that, and Shamea has been the last standing that night. She's like, dang, it's my turn to eat, Porsha. Open up, girl. She just seemed like, I don't even know if she liked it or not, but she done did it. She done did it, okay? Porsha looked like that's an initiation friend process to be her bestie. I gotta make sure if I'm on a girl trip with you, I'm getting... That's why she was trying to get candy. You said you wanted me to lock. I got the text messages. You're messing with a little freak. Oh, she a freak. Oh, you better watch her because she a little freak. Tell me y'all remember that. Tell me y'all remember Candy and Porsha. This was pre-Dungeon Gate. This was Dungeon Gate, actually. But yes, y'all. All right. We'll get there. Because it's another moment where I feel like nobody but me is like, it's just me. Don't nobody else want to. Okay. So, we'll get there. Where we at? We on the next episode, finally. Goddamn 50 minutes in and we finally... a mess. So much news. That's why I'm gonna start having to do like a whole nother video of just Real Housewives news. Who getting sued, where people divorce proceedings at, what happened, you know, who in the blogs. It's probably just gonna have to be a whole little separate thing. So season 16, episode 15, chapter 3, Rebirth. Looks like they had a time last night. They showed a thing back, everybody twerking on each other, twerking, busting on each other. I said, yeah, somebody was eating some cat. So them girls was doing some things after they got to twerking on each other and stuff. Then next morning, we see Angela and Drew. They have breakfast together, and Angela calls out Drew for her faces that she was making during Britt's little moment last night, and I was cracking up because I saw it too, and I was like, Drew, we here because what is happening? Britt did the absolute most when she was giving that speech to Shamea, but I could appreciate her being like, you know what, and I'm gonna take a shot. It lightened the mood. It kind of showed her playful. It gave her a tinge of likability. Just a tinge. But if we see the previews for the next few episodes, that little tinge of likability gets snatched right back away. It gets snatched right back away, y'all. Drew is like, girl, you ain't think she was doing the most? They said, I'm the actress. No, baby, that's the actress, okay? We see Shamea has a call with her mom, and apparently it's still the same thing going on. The baby is still cold and neglected. I'm like, wait, is it? I don't know the time difference from Grenada to Atlanta. So maybe from the last time Shamea talked to her, her mama been there the whole time. That's what I'm going to say. Whole time? The whole time. Maybe the mama is the one that told Gerald, hey, Shiloh freezing cold. I'm coming over here to help you with the kids. Shiloh went here freezing cold. And that's when he called her. Because why is your mama still saying the same thing when she went to go make the baby was naked in the crib? And what I'm thinking, I'm guessing, it sounds, what the only thing that makes sense in my head is the baby had a fever, so the nanny left her out naked to try to cool her off physically. But it's like, you can't do that with her. I get it. Take the socks off the baby feet, let the heat escape. I get it, but you have to take precautions. That's what I'm thinking. Because I'm like, why would the baby not have no pajamas and stuff on? But then they was talking about a fever, and I'm like, she got a fever from being cold, or she had a fever so they made her cold type deal. But the mama said the same thing going on, and they're going to have to find another nanny through the agency. All right. Porsha, Phaedra, and Cynthia link up. Phaedra tells them that Kelly is reclaiming her glam team from Britt. Yeah, girl, Tinkerbell told her glam team they better stay with her. They're not going to help Britt. A lot of people feel like that's her being messy, but I'm like, I don't blame her. You can't poach my glam team from me. Everybody's like, they can share a glam team. No, we can't. Because if we go into the same event, you need your face done, I need my face done. I gotta wait for you to get your face done, so now I gotta either get my face done extra early, or I gotta be hightailing it to the event because I gotta wait for your face to get done. Ain't that what Porsha and Drew was talking about at the Balmain event? Porsha was like, yeah, girl, she could have been lying though. Yeah, girl, this a 15-minute beat because, yeah, once Drew found out that a glam team was coming to me afterwards, she held them up, y'all. She started doing everything else. She held them up. So it's a little 15-minute beat, child. For why? Why would I put myself up with that? But yeah, I'm with Kelly. Don't try to take my glam team just because I let you use them, because you ain't got your starter kit yet. That don't mean you can completely take them. You can ask them for some recommendations, but you just ain't gonna poach my glam team. So yes, child, they like, oh my goodness, Kelly and Britt used to be inseparable, but now not so much because she was not taking up for her last night either. And then Phaedra somehow gets back on the topic of Britt Edie's inverted nipple, because in the other episode she mentioned that, got a thing, and she had to literally like squeeze her breast to pop her nipple back out. And I was just like, Phaedra was mesmerized by the titties. And so they're talking about it being inverted. Porsha turns to Cynthia and said, oh, like your clit. Cynthia's like, what? Like your clit, it's inverted. Cynthia just grabbed her shawl and just puts it over her head. And Phaedra is over there like, now what now? And I said, y'all done been like this. Nobody let me come. Y'all done been like this. Knowing how Porsha get down. And then the way Porsha said that and the way Cynthia like froze, she didn't have no words in that moment. It took her a little second to think of what to say back. You know what I mean? I was just like, they like this. One of you eating me tonight? It might have been Cynthia. They might have took. Never mind. Let me stop. Britt and Kelly talk about Kelly not having Britt's back at the dinner with Shamea. Britt also tells her, she said, I didn't even understand the statement and what she really meant by it, but she told Kelly that she hides behind her glam team as far as her stylist, her makeup artist, and her security. I said, security? Well, she's supposed to hide behind security. That's literally the point of security. So I was trying to, I was lost, okay? I was very lost. And Kelly is basically like, my team that you trying to steal from me? Girl, what? Kelly claims that Britt went behind her back and had a whole meeting with her whole glam team. And Britt is saying that Kelly met with her whole glam team and said, don't work with her. And now one of her glam team, Paris, is that his name? Paris, the one that she took to Nashville as her stylist. Yeah, he did her party too, or was it her party, her little brunch. I think it was him on there saying that Kelly don't pay, and I'm like, what is happening? What is happening, and why is it happening, my lord? But overall, Britt is telling her, be my friend and run and tell me before you run. Don't be telling the group. You ain't got to be agreeing with her. You come to me. Next, they are at the pool chilling, and Porsha playing on the grill. I said, girl, get off that grill and them people get their food. And they're like, where's Britt? Yeah, where's Britt? Where's Britt? Mind you, Phaedra is missing too, so that had me cracking up that nobody said, where's Phaedra? Where's Britt and Phaedra? Type deal. Everybody's just like, where's Britt? Oh yeah, Phaedra here too. Type deal. Right? So, he's not the tour guide, but I can't remember what his official title was. Randall comes over and tells them the history of Jab Jab, the little carnival that they have going on later. And basically it's like the whites in the area would say that they were devils or something. So to mock that or to reclaim that, they would cover themselves up in oil to be like completely blacked out and just go, and it's like a carnival type vibe. I said, okay then. They don't get up in your sturf, do it? Kind of worried me in that regards. So they're gonna go to Jab Jab later, but they're hanging out at the pool for now. Drew and Kelly are sitting there talking. I said, look at you. Porsha made up with Drew, so now Drew doesn't have a problem with everybody. Now that Porsha said it's okay, she gave the go ahead. So now Kelly feels comfortable having a one-on-one conversation with Drew. What a lapdog, right? So they're over there commiserating in their divorces, and they realize that they have the same wedding date. They're like all loud and, gawkish about it. And they're like, what's going on over there? Oh, something happened. And once they find out, oh, it's the same date. Porsha said, well, that can't be good. I'm like, yeah, they're both getting divorced. Maybe the day is haunted, just all right. Kelly tells Drew that her husband is on his sixth lawyer. And she's like, yeah, Ralph is on his third. And I'm like, why are they going through so many lawyers? Like, what is happening? 6 lawyers is insane. But I guess he's just trying to tie up time and money and all of the foolery. So Porsha tells them that she has a surprise. And we seen earlier where she had this big, like, super big hat. It's given, like, when you go to, I'm sorry for my ignorance, y'all, but like in some African villages where they have like the dancing and like the beaded costumes, and they do the real crazy footwork, they be going, y'all, and they have the big like hut looking hats on. That's what it gave to me. It just gave like super duper, like obnoxiously big, but that's what it was given. So I took it as some type of African culture thing. She said she was going to do a little photo shoot in it to Cynthia, I think, earlier. But in this moment, she takes that moment to brighten her friend's day. And she has this set up for Shamea. So she has the baby, cute little basic black bathing suit. Let her do the big hair. And baby, them pictures was eating. I said, come through, Shamea. It was a cute little moment. Porsha know what works for her friend. So if these things work for her friend, Shamea is eating it up, okay? Made her smile. Getting ready for Jab Jab, and they having a time. They just grinding all up on each other. They having time. Phaedra all laid out on the table. Laid out on the table. She said, oh, I'm pregnant. Cynthia pregnant. We all got the same baby daddy. Ha ha ha. Good thing I got my ring in so I don't really get pregnant. Phaedra, you are over 50. I ain't saying women over 50 can't get pregnant, but Girl, you in these streets like that when your over 50 self is worried about getting pregnant? All right. The next day, they talking about how long it took to get the oil off of their bodies. Britt and Phaedra tell us that Britt scrubbed Phaedra. What Phaedra say? Phaedra said, like, you know, after you just have a baby and you with the midwife and they give you that first bath and they scrub every crevice of your body. Yeah, that's how Britt scrubbed me down. Booty crack and all. I said, what? What? What else did y'all do? Do tell. Share with the class. It's a lot of story time that needs to go on. It's a lot of stuff. They be like this. They be like this. So that is it for this long tail review, y'all. It was everything. I ain't got no more in me. I hope my husband going to get my child. I think that's what I heard. So yes, y'all. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment, and let me know what you think about these episodes. I feel like these episodes was cool, I guess. It wasn't nothing too exciting. And I was just like, I don't know exactly. Shamea was eating that photo shoot up, baby. The body is giving. Y'all know I be watching it down here on top of my notes and stuff. So yes, y'all, these episodes was cool. I give it like, you know, it was watchable, but it wasn't like keeping my attention for real. But that also might be because I just be consuming a lot of content these days. One of them being the mess that is Love Island. So maybe Love Island got me like stemmed out at the level of drama, and then I'm looking at Housewives like it should be doing something more when it's doing what it needs to do. I don't know, but we'll see how these next, I think it shouldn't be, what's this? This is 16, this is 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So maybe it'll be 2 more episodes and 3 parts of reunion, and they'll have 20. That's what I feel like would make sense. Well, at this point, they should just make it 3 more episodes. Go find some stuff to put in here. 3 more episodes and 2 parts of reunion, because it ain't that much to talk about to have 3 parts. It ain't. So y'all need to give us some bloopers. You remember when they used to do an episode of like outtakes on the seasons? They used to be so fun, just like, because the cameras are rolling all day, so just random stuff that done happened that's just randomly funny, but it don't fit nowhere in the episodes. They need to bring that back. That's when we had the dream team, like for real. But all right, y'all, make sure y'all like the video and subscribe to the channel. Can I please get monetized at some point in my YouTube career? I've been here for years. And cannot seem to at least even get to 500. So I see that the majority of these people y'all be watching and y'all be subscribing. So just subscribe to the channel. Thank you and good night.